4 minutes left. Everyone keeps relating this to the Titanic. 2 minutes left. My idea is I'm gonna beam with like 3 seconds left and have it go completely through the end and just see what happens. Grab onto something. All right, here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7. As soon as it gets to 5. This is it, guys. There were 5 seconds when I started this beam. We have to see what happens. Wait, the timer's still there, so the app still opens. Oh no. So when you go into the app, straight in from being closed, that's all that shows up. I can't press anything. This is so sad. It's heartbreaking. Well, Beme, you were good to us. Rest easy, fam. It's gone. I'm appropriately in my Beme attire. So I just posted a video about Beme. It was actually like my last Beme that I posted, but it was like my farewell Beme in Beme style. So I wanted to make like an actual video for people who didn't know what Beme was. Let me first tell you what Beme is. There's a proximity sensor up here. Like when you hold your phone up and you're on a call, it turns this off so your face doesn't touch buttons. You cover that up and it would record. And that's pretty much the essence of Beme. It wouldn't edit anything. You'd record and it would post. And that was what made it great. To me, basically, Beme was the most authentic version of vlogging, just like raw. And the community that it brought was also just like real people. So allow me to tell you my Beme story. And I explained Beme a little bit more in that video right there. I compare it to Snapchat. It's a lot like Snapchat, but a lot rawer version. Check that video out. It makes a lot of sense. All right, now I'm just gonna tell my story, and maybe some people can relate. I don't know. We'll see. So I started Beme, I think, on October 7th. And I started because I watched Casey Neistat's vlogs like 2 weeks before it. I literally watched like 250 vlogs in like 2 weeks. So I saw he started talking about Beme, so I figured I'd download it because I like social medias, so I was like, sweet, this will be kind of cool. I didn't really understand it because I've always made YouTube videos and like I'm big into the editing, so I was like a skeptic. I kept watching Casey's videos, and he later he'd like shout out people on Beme, and I was like, dang, I kind of want to do that. So I went into his description box and it showed you how to do that, so I made one. It was actually this. What's up, guys? My name's Bailey. You can check me out on Beme. My name's Bayfield. But I sent that in, and literally like 2 days later, they featured it in, I wrote it down, on October 12th in vlog 201. Is that vlog right there? You can go click that if you want. It's not like super special, but I got featured at the end, and it was super cool because I got like a bunch of followers and a bunch of people, and it was super fun. I was like talking to people. A couple hours after I watched the vlog, somebody messaged me, and they were actually, I've got the Victoria Rose. And Victoria, she screenshot this and said, "You and me both, dude." And I was like, sweet, because she got featured on the vlog right before it. Victoria and I actually made a video together. This right, show. And she's super cool. She lives in Richmond. I was at VCU Arts at the time, which is actually where she is now. So she saw the feature thing and was like, hey, he's from Richmond. So we started talking, and now we're like best buds, which is super awesome. And then another friend story right after that, Giann, who I've also made a video with. The bottom one has location information, so I'm hiding that. October 19th, when Giann messaged me, and she's just like, Giann is like her own person. I've never met anybody else more to the point in my entire life. She lives in the same county as my grandparents, so it's just like so like when we were down there for Christmas break, I went and visited her, and that was pretty awesome. Random coincidence, now we're also best buds. And then I started, so Beme is meant to be filmed like this in portrait mode, but I like broke the barrier. I was like a pioneer. Eventually I started making it where you could download all the beams. So I'd film like this, film my day in landscape, and I'd download all the beams, and then I started posting them as vlogs. Like, I didn't edit them at all. I would just download all the beams from the day and then put them into just one continuous thing. Pretty sure it was the 29th. Yeah, the 29th, sure enough. So I uploaded my first vlog ever. It was not great, and it's 14 minutes long, but that's right there. That was my first ever daily vlog. And then I think I made like close to 40 with Beme, and I eventually started doing Beme and video on my phone, and then I started adding in other cameras. Beme was definitely the start of vlogging. If you think about it, like I'm in school for film production now, but I want to do documentary filmmaking for mission trips. I'm almost 100% positive Beme is the reason that got me into documenting. Another friend story, right after I uploaded my first vlog, I don't think that they were connected, but on Twitter, I messaged Ellie. I just came up with an excuse. We had a same like icon in our Instagram bio. So I was just like, hey, we have the same icon in our Instagram bio. But before that, I like had seen her reactions and I had seen her beams, and I was like, dang, she's pretty cool. So we messaged, and now we're like, she's like my best friend ever. All from Beme. Kind of crazy how that works. Ellie was actually the very first person that I ever met from Beme, and I was super nervous. I met her twice, and I was like too nervous to film both times, so I have no video evidence that we ever saw each other, or pictures. She had an internship like 2 hours away, so we met halfway one time, and then she came all the way down where I live one time. Like the best days ever. Like I said, I mean, we didn't film anything. I was just so nervous. But that's like one of my biggest regrets, is that I didn't film at all when I met Ellie. The other two came later, and I was comfortable vlogging at that time. Not that there needs to be proof, but you know. We're trying to meet up again in the summer, so we might be able to get some stuff out there, but stay tuned. It's not setting in until just now, even though it just ended. I just loved how you could always have, there's so many different countries represented. Like even right towards the end, I started meeting a lot more people. Like I met David, I met D-Man from New Zealand. I think her name is Cyrielle from France. Maybelle from, I think she was from Spain. Wallace from Luxembourg. Pauline from Belgium. I mean, like there's so many people from this app. Oh, and our Blair World. But yeah, Beme, you're great. You're great to us. Thank you for being a pioneer in authenticity and like real people. Everybody should look at Beme as like a authenticity 101, I guess. I don't know. So for social media, I feel like Beme is a perfect like gateway. I don't know, like you should take your Beme knowledge. I've said this a couple times. You should take your Beme knowledge of being real and like putting yourself as like a real person, not like a hyped up social media person, and then bring that knowledge and self over to Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and utilize the knowledge you learn from it in everyday life. But yeah, Beme was great. That's all I got. I try to make it positive. Just remember it's a good chapter. It's a good chapter that you read and you're like, wow, that was fulfilling. That's all I got. Hope you all enjoyed this. Do something nice, somebody. Peace out.